They're down by 2. They trailed by 9. We've had one tie. Harden with it. Brown will defend. Screen Zubac. Foul right there with Denver having a foul to give. Oh, we got pushing. Oh, we got a shove. And it's right in front of us.
See, if you're Gordon, you don't need it. As valuable as you've been playing, Aaron Gordon does not need this. There was some pushing and shoving. Harden took exception to the foul by Christian Brown, and Gordon got involved.
By the way, this crew, this officiating crew, was in Detroit with us on Thursday and trying to separate the Knicks and Pistons, and now they come into this crucible of emotion.
That's not that hard of a foul by Christian Brown.
Playoff passion, and they have to break up.
I mean, that was a foul they had to give. See, Harden with the shove on Gordon, that's what got him going.
I wish it would have happened in front of Jeff Van Gundy. He may have leapt in there and been like Edouard Carpentier, the flying wrestler from yesteryear.
There's the foul.
Yep.
Oh, maybe Gordon came in first with a little bit of a shove on Harden.
That was a punch by Harden, wasn't it? The left hand?
I don't know if it's a punch.
Punch is probably, it was a lukewarm.
Yeah, I mean, it looks more like a punch.
There's a arm bar, and
no, that's a shove and push.
Yeah, that wasn't a punch. That was just a shove.
But it does make. He does kind of connect to his beard a little, right? That's to the neck area. But they're clamoring for the push on Aaron Gordon to Norma Powell, something like this.
Yeah, it was clearly a shove by Harden. It was not a punch. And you can see then
I don't think it was a punch by Aaron Gordon to Norman Powell either. Oh, no, that's accidental. Please, no.
Yeah, Powell kind of ran in.
Come on now. No
Gordon.
way.
Pacers inching closer to a game-1 victory. Halliburton, foul. And Doc Rivers wants to challenge this call. It's a green light special with 1:32 to go in regulation. We'll take a timeout. Indiana by 15. Back here at Gamers Fieldhouse, things getting chippy late. Damian Lillard and Tyrese Halliburton, some trash talking. And how much are we looking forward to seeing Dame Lillard back in a Bucks uniform?
Hey, setting the table right now for what this series is going to be about. Dame, hey, I'm coming back now.
Here's a look. Damian Lillard was already talking trash here to Halliburton.
Giannis initiates A to B contact with his body prior to getting a piece of the ball as the second act. The defensive foul will stand.
Even when he's not suited up, he's locked in.
Morant racing up the court again, quickly into the paint, and another Dallas foul.
You mentioned the percentages for Scottie Pippen Jr. This was absolutely a weakness in his game first couple months of the season.
Seconds after that, as Washington picks up his second foul for Dallas.
Game like this is exactly what you want to see.
I'll guard you though. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Right here. Come on. You know I don't go nowhere. Come on. You know I don't go nowhere. You know that.
Shovels corner. Harris can't hit the three. And Hart's got the rebound. And Anunoby and Cunningham go down. Foul is called.
A great defensive possession there by Anunoby, taking the challenge as
Hart and Schroeder now get into it. Schroeder thought Hart threw the ball at him. It was actually the official who tossed it.
Hart has the ball, and he was throwing it at Curtis Blair. Schroeder is throwing at him. We've got a timeout with 4:27 remaining. Tempers.
Game one, Harden had some foul trouble, so he and Leonard were on the bench at the same time, and Murray just picks up Powell, and Powell's having none of it. And Dunn comes in with force. Oh, playoff basketball, baby.
This is about when it starts, right? I mean, these teams have been absolutely even through 84 minutes of basketball, Brian.
Wow. Murray picks up Norm Powell.
I think what we're going to end up here is a double technical and nothing else. Foul on Murray, I would think, and then a double technical and nothing else. That would be my guess.
Officials did a good job, got order quickly.
Rick Carlisle said he knew Milwaukee would play better, particularly with Damian Lillard in the lineup. Siakam comes down to Siakam, who got hit hard. Now the teams come together underneath the basket. Watch out for that bench. Pushing and shoving. There is clearly a dislike between the Bucks and Pacers, and it's rearing its head here in Game 2.
We had a couple of individual battles going on right there. Mathurin and Trent Jr. at the end of that thing got a little tangled up also.
In Game 1, there was techs handed out. There was a flagrant foul penalty, 2 handed out in Game 1. Let's take a look at what just happened. Siakam going for the loose ball, falls to the ground, and then he goes at Gary Trent. Zach Zarba doing a great job of pulling and standing in between Portis and Siakam.
And right there, Siakam has a right to be upset. Gary Trent put a little bit of extra oomph on that foul. Right here, he's hustling for the play. All right, he gets fouled right there. There's the foul. Now, that extra push right there, that's why Siakam got up the way he did, because he's like, hey, man, I'm going to set the tone for my team. I see what you're trying to do, but there's no back down around here.
Saw James Johnson and Miles Turner stay out of bounds, but start to rush towards the defense of Siakam, and then everybody went back to the bench.
I think James Johnson coming out there is why none of the Bucks players wanted any of that smoke. James Johnson's the black belt. That ain't the guy you want to run up on. You better find somebody else to play with.
What's higher than a black belt? I think he actually is.
Whatever's higher than a black belt, he's probably got it.
So Zach Zarba with Sean Wright at the scorer's table looking at the monitor as they 95 seconds to go. 5-point Pacer lead. Siakam just hit that big shot. Over to Nembhard. He's wide open. Thinks about it. Over to Halliburton. Halliburton pushes off. No whistle. Halliburton drives. Swatted away by Giannis. And it'll be Pacer basketball. Halliburton may have gotten away with one, and now Halliburton and Portis are doing some jawing.
Halliburton and Dame, they back at each other. They back at each other.
Fourth quarter from the other day.
This is what the playoffs all about. And listen, nothing dirty going on. It's competitive. I don't like you. You don't like me. Let's settle it on the court.
Refs getting involved, separating everybody. Cooler heads prevail. Siakam now talking. Siakam has a long playoff history against the Bucks, going back to the 2019 Eastern Conference Finals, where his Raptors eliminated the Bucks. And now
got a technical foul on who?
Pascal Siakam and Bobby Portis.
Is it a double tech?
Yes. Yep, double tech.
And that's a smart double tech. That's the officials basically taking control of the game. Listen, man, we've told you guys to calm down.
I don't know where Şengün's feet were, but if he caught that in the front court, and now it's going to be
offensive foul on Jalen Green.
And we've said this is a physical game, and it's gotten closer. Over to look at it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's...
No, he got him up in the face. Yeah, listen.
Easy call.
And down 11 with a chance to cut the lead to a single digit. things that hold down a team's efficiency.
Well, strong move to the basket by Amen Thompson. That stops a 9-0 Warriors run, and now Draymond Green's going to get hit with a tee.
Pushing it out.
Green and Şengün.
I see what Green's talking about. I mean, Şengün's arms up around his neck. His defense is rebounding his energy. And
turnover. Green lays it in. And that might just do it. 7-0 run as the Warriors got to 11. Draymond Green was not done. He and Fred VanVleet come together. They're jawing right in front of that Rockets bench. And this is what happened. No punches thrown, but bodies started to come in and pushing and shoving.
Well, and that was good, though, that people getting Draymond Green away. He's probably going to end up with a technical here and be ejected. I think Steve Kerr was going to take these guys out of the game anyway, but you don't want Draymond Green suspended for game 3. And so his coaching staff getting in, security guys getting Draymond Green away. Very, very smart.
The hold me back guys were on point there.
Well, they were, and they were great self-control by the players. Nobody losing their composure to the point of getting suspended. Excellent job, and give the referees credit. Courtney Kirkland right in the middle of that. I don't say it as a criticism. The referees know Draymond has a technical, and they don't want to eject him from the playoff game, and there was no fight or anything else. And so they don't, but Steve Kerr removes Draymond Green from the game, probably to calm down the emotion. He doesn't want to take a chance of Draymond Green.
That's the towel throwing from Tari Eason that David Guthrie just referenced. I did not see that in the original.
As we just had that timeout here in Detroit, Karl Anthony Towns, Brunson and Cunningham having words. Zach Zarba getting in the way.
Levels for Golden State because Butler gets to heal an additional 2-3 days. As Jalen Green and Jimmy Butler are having words at the midcourt, circle, and Draymond Green. This is a very pugnacious, feisty Houston Rockets squad. They lean into their identity. It's a reason for their success. But you don't need to ask Draymond to do any bumping of the gums. Here's what happened a moment ago. Jalen Green had to get something off his chest. And so did Draymond. There's something along the lines like, hey, you don't know me like that.
Anthony Edwards getting it done with the pass. And a foul call. Edwards and James. Sean Corbin made a direct line to them like there was something going to happen.
Mike, this is 2 straight possessions. This is the end of it, okay, folks? Because this is 2 straight possessions where Anthony's going up to LeBron, putting his hands in his chest, and these 2 competitors going at one another.
Olympic teammates this past summer.
But LeBron's looking at the official, and the officials are letting them play.
So again, this is 2 straight possessions where Ant is just turning up the level of physicality, and this is on the post. Now he's got his numbers. I thought they were going to enter the ball into the post. That's who it is.
That's not even the freedom of movement. You know when you're playing against your little brother, and he's just pushing you because you're too strong. It's been impressive to watch.
Just over a minute and a half remaining here in the second. Well, the stars shining here in this first half of game 4. Edwards with the steal. James dives, knocks it out of bounds. And a loose ball foul.
Oh, Mike, Anthony Edwards.
And he's grabbing his left knee. And you can tell in pain. Oh, wow.
This is unfortunate. DB, we had a great look at it. LeBron James doing what he's supposed to do, first on the floor, 40 years old, diving after the ball.
crowd looking at the replay. I'd like to get somebody out there to come and look at Edwards. Just great hustle. The loose ball foul on James, and he grabbed that left knee right away. Now the medical team comes out.
And I remember when LeBron James had the exact same thing. Solomon Hill dive after a loose ball. This is a tough one.
Ooh, and the left ankle as well. We'll be right back. Edwards hits a pair. And James yelling at Gobert. Finney Smith with a little shove. Boy, LeBron James is really hot. Gobert does not seem bothered by any of it. Officials getting in between. Just trying to separate him. They're going to discuss whether or not there'll be what I would assume would be a double technical thing. Oh, the one in the head.
Wow. That should be reviewed as a flagrant, in my opinion.
Now James initiates it with the kind of a shoulder shove, but that's above the shoulder.
That's the initiation of a box out. The extra stuff is at the back of the neck.
You can't be a fan. You can't be objective during the playoffs. It's just not allowed.
Thanks.
Josh Tippett got right in the. But you're right. That's just a normal box out.
That's a box out from LeBron James.
That's one thing Ime talked about, just making the Warriors pay when they double team Jalen Green.
Oh man, it's a foul. Dylan Brooks. Curry is tripped again, and whoa, now Dylan Brooks got up and hit Steph, and Draymond is the big brother. And so you've got a little pushing and shoving, and Steven Adams is going to clean up everything.
Well, Dylan Brooks just tried to take the ball from Steph. Now Dylan Brooks and Steph are having words. Steph isn't backing down. Dylan Brooks is one of those players, he'll try to mask his dirty. I remember last game he took a swipe at Steph's thumb, acting like he's contested a shot, but here's the foul. You get this ball screen, Steph goes snake dribble, and Dylan Brooks clearly fouls him. He's frustrated. Probably the best part of last game was when Dylan Brooks fouled out, and Steph is pointing at him, laughing at him, and Dylan Brooks was so salty he went after the ball. Oh, you mad, bro? Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of nothing there, to be honest.
There's nothing. And Dylan Brooks was too salty. He couldn't handle it. And Steph was like, yeah, what do you want to do? He's not backing down. Dylan Brooks is always trying to stare at people. That was my favorite part of the game. I was here for last game when Dylan Brooks fouled out and everybody starts waving at Dylan Brooks falling over, and he tried to take GP2 with him. And this is what Dylan Brooks does. Like, he's made kind of a name for himself, and he's stayed in the league, and he does a lot of other things well, but
yeah, when he
is looking to cause havoc.
When he went to get the ball, you had Draymond and Quentin Post saying that's enough. And also,
Porter to Green. Trent with it, and he loses it on a brilliant night. Gary Trent Jr. has it roll off of his fingertips.
Wow, I am in shock.
Here we go. Halliburton. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Halliburton for the lead. 1.3 to go. Pacers by 1. Porter to inbound it, no. Giannis is going to take it now. Here's Gary Trent Jr. Lets it fly. And the Pacers are moving on. What a comeback in overtime by Indiana. 118. Pacers end overtime on an 8-0 run.
I still cannot believe we saw what we just saw. I don't believe this. This is incredible. Wow.
second round for the second consecutive season. For the first time since 2011 through 2014 when they did it 3 consecutive times.
That is, I've been a part of some crazy endings in games. That is right up there with them.
The 8-0 run occurred, Greg, in the last 35 seconds.
That is just a shocking way to win and lose a basketball game.
Giannis with 30 points, 20 rebounds, 13 assists. Gary Trent Jr., 33 points, but the turnover late, and Halliburton gets to the rim. And here it is.
Oh, my goodness. He just, you can tell he kind of looked to see where the defender was, expecting to get a foul. And then here, Giannis just gets caught in between. He attacks that front left foot.
And as we're seeing this, tensions rising on the court. See Giannis there. Everybody trying to keep everyone away. And you see Turner telling his team to head back toward the locker room. A lot of lingering going on in the court after this. Obviously, the celebration of the Indiana Pacers and the disappointment of the Bucks. And Porter leaving the scene. We see Giannis now coming over. Him hard. And James Johnson. Got James Johnson out there just to calm everything down.
Yeah, a lot of emotion, obviously. There's shock and bewilderment here.
Coming up next on NBA TV, it's Game 5 between Orlando and Boston. For Taylor Rooks, Greg Anthony, our entire NBA crew, I'm Matt Devlin. So long, everyone.
New York had a season-low 15-assist, Reg, in Game 2 that they lost. They've got 9 already tonight, trying to really... Oh, here we got some pushing at the other end. Reed and Towns.
If you're Reed, you got to be careful, understanding Stewart is not available tonight. And the Pistons don't have a lot of bigs. And again, they're going to take a look at this. This is smart what Towns is doing.
Robinson.
It was Robinson and Reed initially. Don't know what was said or what was going on. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Here's Reed trying to establish position. Robinson tries to really lock him up.
Robinson, it appeared, was standing there, and Reed came down to get on him and bumped him as he was trying to establish. So I don't know if they'll begin it with Reed.
To me, this is just a double technical. Let's play on. This is taking way too long, guys.
And then, well, they're discussing it.
It's a double technical, and maybe if you want to give Towns a technical